Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my day 3 React.js tutorial. So this is my channel where you will find videos related to the Angular 8, CSS3 and HTML5. So please subscribe to my channel and you will be notified whenever I will upload new videos. So let's jump to our today concept. Today we will learn routing concept in React.js. So this is the page that we have created till day 2. So today is day 3 on React.js. So we'll cover the routing concept. So there is a button. On click of button, we are navigating to a add post page where we will add a new image with some description. Let me click on that. This is the page. It contains a form where we will add the image link and we will add the description. On click of post button, the new image will be added. It's just like an Instagram kind of application. So if you see my URL, it is having a hashtag appended in the URL. So actually this, whatever I am displaying, whatever the page I have routed, it is not, I am not using the routing concept. So here I am using the like true false concept, like I am hiding something and displaying something on the basis of some condition. That's why if I will click on the back button, my page won't be like we won't be able to navigate to our previous page, our main page. So let me click on that. See, even the URL changed, but we are not navigated to our home page because here we are not using the concept of routing. So for making this back button to work, we have to use the routing concept, not the if else condition of displaying the page. It won't help us. So let me refresh, we'll be back to the home page. Okay, so let's see how we are first of all we'll see how we are displaying the page on the basis of some condition without navigation. For that, let me go to my page. So this home page, as you know, if you are already watched my day 2 video, so this home page belongs to this is the code is being written in photo wall component. So in photo wall component we have a anchor tag, the button, the plus button. And if I will open my CSS, this is my CSS. So to this anchor tag, I have added a class name add icon. Let me search this add icon. Okay, in add icon, I am adding a background image. This is the URL of the image. That's why we are getting a plus symbol along with some of the CSS for better look and feel of the button. So I have added margin, display, table. So margin auto means it should be in the middle of the page. That is only possible if we will add display table because button is a inline element. Then we are adding some padding, then background images, and the images should contain the entire button. That's the background size is contained. Then we are adding some, then we don't want any border, so that's why we are adding border as none. Okay, so these are some of these CSS that we are adding for the better look and feel of this anchor tag. Okay, then what we are doing, this anchor tag we are attaching an href hashtag, then some name. Hash is needed because without hash, if we click on the anchor tag, our page will get refreshed. We won't be able to show the new content because we request push to the same page. So you have to add the hashtag here. Then you have a on click function in which we have a event handler, another function in which we are calling props.onNavigate, means there is some props that is being passed to this component. So let me see. So we are referring this component in main.js file. Okay, in main.js file, if you see, we are passing. So if in photo wall, if you see, we are using props.onNavigate. The props is onNavigate function. So here we are passing onNavigate props to the photo wall. So this dot navigate, it's a method in main.js file. We'll go to that method, navigate. So this is the navigate method in main.js file, where we are changing the state by making the screen value of the state, screen property of the state as add photo. So let's see what is the initial state of this component. Initial state is this one, in which screen is having value as photos, and in navigate function we are changing that value from photo to add photo. That's why our page is displaying a different content. So this navigate, like we have the button, the add button in photo wall component, but the navigate function is in main component. So we have to pass this main component in a prop to the photo wall component, so that photo wall component will call it. So that's why we are passing the functions in the form of a prop, like this, or navigate, then the reference of that function. This prop is being read, means on click of this add button, that prop is it is reading that prop, means that function, and it is calling that function. That's it. Okay, then what we have to do, how we are controlling the content. For that we have to go to the render method of main.js main component. In the render method we are returning the element. So if you see, this is curly braces in which we have written this dot state dot screen. If it is equal to photo, then we have to display title and photo wall component in the home page. If the screen state is add photo, then we have to display the add photo component, means the form to add the photo. So this is some kind of if condition, you can say, for controlling the UI on the basis of some condition. And the screen state is we have defined, I already have shown. Screen state is initially photo. When navigate function is called, then the screen state is changed to add photo. So initially, as the screen value is photo, so we'll get the home screen, and on click of the add button, it will call the navigate function in main component. Then our screen state get updated to add photo. That's why we are able to see this content. Okay, so this is how we are controlling our UI based on the if else condition. Okay, by updating the state. So that's why on click of button we are navigated to the add photo. This hashtag add photo we have added in the anchor tag. href is hashtag add photo. So on click of that add button, it will call the onNavigate method. OnNavigate method is written in main.js. So onNavigate method will change the state of the screen to add photo. Now the screen state is add photo. That's why we are getting this UI. Whatever written in the add photo, that UI is being displayed. We'll go to the add photo. This is a new component that I have created. So in add photo, what we are doing, we'll go to the render method. Just we have a form with some input element and a button post. So in this form has a name of link and another input element having a name of description. Then we have a header of photo wall. We have provided some CSS to this. Okay, you can find the CSS for this form here. Okay, these are some of the CSS for better look and feel of the form. Then you can find the form input, then for the form button. Then on hover of the form, we are changing the background color. Okay, so this is what we have provided some CSS. So it's not a CSS class. That's why I'm like, so that's why. So let's see what happened. Okay, so there are some CSS that we have provided to form. Let me save it. I guess I have not changed anything. So in add photo, we have a form. In the render method, we are returning a form with some header. Then on click of this button, by default button is a submit button. So on click of button, if you see on submit, we are calling another function, handle submit. To hand, it's a submit event handler. It will call this function having a parameter as event. So we are retrieving the values of this form, whatever the user has entered, by using this syntax. This is JavaScript syntax. Event.target will give us the form, then .element will get all the form element, then .link corresponding to the name value that we have given, then .value will get the value for this input field, like for description .value. And here if you see in the first line we have written event.prevent default. Why it is written? Because if you want to write this, if you click on the button, then the request goes to the same form and our page gets refreshed. So to prevent that, we don't want our request to goes to the same form. That's why we have to write event.prevent default. Then what we are doing, we are creating an object. Why we are creating an object? Because in my day-to tutorial we have seen, like, we are displaying the photo by iterating through this array of object, and each object has a ID, description and image link. Okay, so that's why, like in the add photo screen, we have a link and description. On click of post, we need to change the array so that this new photo will get added. For that we have to create a similar object as that in main.js, so that we will be pushed to this array. Okay, so that's why ID is, so we are giving a random ID of, like, we are giving the ID as new date, and we are converting our current date, we are converting to its number, so that this will be having a ID corresponding to the date. So it is needed. Why it is needed? Because for sorting purposes. We'll see how we will do the sorting. Then description that the user has entered, we have retrieved here. Then image link, the user, whatever the user has entered. Then what next we are doing? So here we are doing if image link and description. If it is not null, if user has entered both the value, then we have to call on add photo function, in which we are passing this post object, so that it will be pushed to the array, and the array is in main.js component, main component. So this function is probably in the main component. We'll go to the main component, then we'll go to the render method. If we see, so in render method, so this is the code that I have commented. I will uncomment it. Okay, so in the render method, if you see, we will come to this later, just for reference. Let's see. So in the add photo, what we are doing, we have a props on add photo, in which we are calling the add photo function of this component, and we are passing the whatever the value that we have passed from the add photo component, this post value. Okay, so this is, we will come to this function later. So just here what I am showing, how we are providing the props for the add photo. So we will comment this. So we will go to the add photo function. So here the add photo, which receive the post, the photo that user has entered, the URL and description along with ID. Then we are changing the state. So post state, initially it has an array in which we are pushing another value by using the concat function. Now the array is getting updated. I mean the post state is updated. That's why our UI will show the new photo. Okay, so this is the flow. But if you see, so here up to this we are not using any routing concept. So that's why if I will click on the back button, although my URL gets changed, but we are not navigated to our home page. For navigating to home page, we have to click on the refresh button. So this is not recommended. We need our back button to work. I mean, we need something that will watch our URL change, and on the basis of URL change, we will be navigated to the corresponding component, the corresponding UI. So for that we need router in React.js. Okay. So for routing concept, what we have to do? So from here we are starting the routing concept. We have to do npm install --save react router DOM. I am using the version 4.3.0. Okay, so this you have to execute in your Node.js command prompt. Okay, you have to write it and press enter. I already have executed, so I am not going to execute it. So this is you have to execute so that we will get access to the react router DOM package. Okay. So if I will open my package.json file right after executing that command, so after executing that command you will see there is an entry for react DOM so there is an entry for react router DOM having a version of 4.3.0 that you have mentioned while executing the command. Okay, so here you can verify whether the package get added or not. Okay, so in React.js, routing can be divided into three parts. One is browser router, which is used for tracking the URL changes. On the basis of URL changes, it will show the correct component, the browser router. Then second one is link. Link is used for triggering, so there should be something to trigger the navigation. So link is used for triggering the navigation. Third is route. On the basis of the URL, we have to show the particular component. Those kind of configuration is done by route. Okay, so we'll start from the browser router. So browser router is used for tracking the URL changes. So for browser router, so I need to first import browser router from react router DOM, the package that we have installed just now. Then for that, this won't help us, this line, this is without router. Okay, so we have to do like this. So we have to put the main component within the browser router tag, start and end tag. So just be careful, there won't be any space between browser router and main tag, otherwise your application get crashed. This is the first step in the routing. We have to import browser router and we have to place the main component within the browser router tag. Okay, let me save it. Then we will go to the place where we will trigger the navigation. So we are triggering the navigation using the anchor tag, because that anchor tag is a button. On click of that we are navigating to a new page. So here anchor tag won't help us, we need the help of link. For that we have to import link from same package, react router DOM. Then we have to uncomment this line. So it's link, we have to provide the link tag. Then class, we are providing the same class name as anchor so that it will be shown as a plus button. Then we have a toProp. This is a toProps in which we are providing a path, add photo by /add photo. This is the path. So this path we need to configure so that when this path is triggered, that particular component will be rendered. Okay, let me save it. So for path configuration we will move to the main.js file, because main component is the component where we are gluing, where we are placing, where we are binding the rest of the components. Okay, so in main component we will go to the render method. So we don't want to display the UI on the basis of if-else condition, so we'll comment this, we'll uncomment this below line of code. Okay, so here we will configure our path along with the component that need to be triggered when the particular navigation occurred. Okay, so for that we have to import route from same package, react router DOM. Then we have to go to the render method. If you see, I am writing route path is empty when our application load for the first time, or when the path is localhost colon 3000, means we have not added any URL till now. When path is, and it should be exact path should be exact one. When path is empty, then we have a render property in the, means we can say render props, in which it will take a function. This is the arrow function. In this function, what we are doing? So in this function we are returning the UI that we need to rendered when that path is get activated. Okay. So then in this path I have shown you, like, we are passing on navigate props. Okay. So this is not needed now because we are not navigating on the basis of if else condition. So I will comment this. We need up to this. Then the second route, when the path is add photo. This is the path that we have configured on click of plus button. So when the path is add photo, so let me uncomment this. When the path is add photo, the component is, we can here we are not specifying the render function. Here we are specifying the component. Okay, component equal to whatever the component that you want to show when this path is activated. This approach we usually used. This approach is being used when we have only one component to render, but here we have two components to render, so that's why we are using the render function, render props. But here we are using the component props because we have only one component to be rendered when this path is activated. But along with this, we need a props for the add photo. If you remember, I already explained in add photo what we are doing. If the image link and description, user has filled both the image link and description on click of post button, we are calling the on add photo. This on add photo is in main.js file, main component, for adding the photo to the array, existing array. So that's a prop. So here we need to pass a props. So as we need to pass a props, we cannot use this kind of configuration. Let me comment this. We have to use the render function. Render will come to the history later. So render, then it's a function where in which we will return the UI that we need to show when that path is add photo. So here is the add photo is the component that will be activated when this path is triggered, on which we are passing the props that I explained on add photo. In this props, what we are doing, so this is a props in which it's also a function. So it's also has an array function in which it receives the post that we have passed from the photo wall. Okay. So it's received the post that we have passed from the photo wall component. So okay, so not here, sorry. It contains the post that we passed from the handle submit function in add photo. This is the post, means the object that we have created, having ID, description and image link. So it will receive that parameter. Then we are calling the add photo method and we are passing the post, that object. Then we will go to the add photo. Again, it will receive the object and we are pushing that object into an array. We are changing the state. That's how our UI gets changed. Okay. Then, like after all this, what we need, once we add the photo, we should be navigated to our home page so that we will see the new photo that we have added. To navigate it back to our home page, what we have to do, this render method takes a parameter. which is an object having a property of history. Okay, then after all our operation, if one means whatever the operation that we have to do, like to adding the post to an array, if once it is done, what we have to do, history dot push, then the path that where we want to navigate back. We are navigated back to this home page, so having a path of empty path. That's why we have to provide history dot push the path, so it will be navigated to our home page. This is the use of like how we can navigate back to from one page to another page through the code without any user event. Okay, so this is the entire code of routing. We'll see in application. Now on click of add photo, I will add some link. So this is the link that I copied from the Google. Then I will add some description like added new. So this we can add new image. Then on click of post button, we will be navigated to our home page with a new photo. See, this is the new photo. So it is taking some time to refresh. Okay, so this is the new photo that is being added. Earlier we had only 3 photos, now we have 4 photos. Let me refresh to see what we have earlier. Earlier we have 3 photos. Once I navigated to add post, and after I added a new image with some description, then we will navigate back to the home page and that new image get added here. This is happening using the navigation. If you see, now if I will click on the back button or forward button, we are able to navigate between our component. Okay, this is happening means whatever the URL we have entered, that is being tracked by browser router. That's why we have to put the main component tag within the browser router. So browser router will do all stuff of tracking. So this should be the first step. We have to import browser router, then we have to include the main component within the browser router tag. Then the second, there should be some button or some link to trigger our navigation. For that, we will go to the photo world, because here is our add button. Add button is this one. I'm talking about this one. So that's why we have to put the link there. Link. Then we are providing the same class for showing the link in form of plus button. Then we have a 2 props in which we are providing the path that will be activated when that plus button will be clicked, when that add button will be clicked. So for using this link, we have to import link from React Router DOM. This is the second step. Next, we have to configure this path so that when this path will be activated, some components should be rendered. Then we have to we will do in the main component, because in main component we are placing the rest of the component, because the main component is designed, it's a container for rest of the component. Okay, so here we will configure the path. So for that, for configuration path, we have to import route from React Router DOM. Then we will go to the render method. You will see in render method we have a route, then path. When it's an empty path, we have to render these 2 components. When path is add photo, we have to render the add photo component, means the component this one, which contains a form, so that user will enter a new URL and description. So here we are doing by this. When path is add photo, whatever in the render function, that will be rendered. When the path is empty, whatever in the render function, that will be rendered. And for navigating back to our home page, like one click of post button, we want to be navigated to our home page so that we will see the new post. So for that, we have to use the history. Then we have to history.push, then the path where you want to navigate. So we want to navigate to home page, means having an empty path, so we have to provide a slash. Okay, this is the whole concept of routing. So thank you guys for watching my videos. We'll meet again with some new concept on React.js. Bye.